Now, as you can see, we've created our first trip and we can edit that at any time, any of the information that was used to create it. But before we get into fine-tuning that, we want to see what it looks like. Because this interface is, of course, your planner interface. You can always go back to the overview by clicking on the balloon. But the first thing you want to know is, what are your invitees going to see? So you're going to manage invitees. As you can see, you don't have any yet. So we're going to invite someone. We're going to assume that the planner is going in this case. Now, currently, we are supporting the ability to link out to an image. So we find that if you right-click on people's profile images in LinkedIn, it's a great place to get what you need. So again, you right-click on their image, copy image address, and then come back to Yuli and paste that in. And that will bring in their avatar link. You can, of course, link to anything, any image, anywhere, but I find that the social media profile images tend to be the best. In here, we'll put Sloan. And at this point, there's no response value. We want to leave it blank. However, if you were adding this invitee and you knew their response, you could put them in as yes already, for example, or no if you needed to keep track. Dietary requirements, hopefully they'll provide that for you. Gang is an advanced feature we'll talk about later. You can put in a mini bio. Organizer like this. And this information, the mini bio, will show up for each invitee, for every other invitee to read. So you can make it a 2-sentence description. So it can be a little mini bio or it can just be a title. And then the planner notes are something that only the planner can see. So for now we don't have any notes, but as we go along, you'll see that this could be quite handy to take a quick note just for yourself and your co-planners. Now once you've added an invitee, they show up and you can view them, update them, or delete them. Remembering that deleting is permanent, so do be careful. You can also grab the magic link for this invitee. And this allows you to share this invitation through any channel. But we'll get to that in a second. For now, we're going to show you what this trip looks like to the invitee that we've just added. So you can see that the banner image is the default banner image provided by Yuli. You can always go in and update that. Here you can see the location that's been entered, and that's automatically pinned and mapped. If you provide an actual address, it'll also zoom in on that. Here you can see that it's automatically calculated the 4 days. The duration, if you recall from our last little tutorial, we indicated that you can override this if you like. And then this is the estimated cost per person, and that's just the string that you entered in the cost field when you're setting up the trip. You can also see here the date is September 2017. Again, that was what was provided as a string. If that isn't provided, then it uses the date range that you entered and automatically provides that. If you click on that, it takes you into the travel itinerary, and you can see we've got the 5th through the 8th, and at the moment we don't have anything there, so we'll get to that in a later tutorial as well. You can also see if you click on the cost estimate, it'll take you in here and allow you to see what they would see. If you don't like it, you can always go back into your overview and keep refining this. And then, of course, invitees. You can see who has responded, not responded, and has said no. Now, much of this can be customized. So invitees, for example, perhaps you are calling these guests instead. Well, you can always go back to your trip, come into overview, and change it from invitees to guests. Once you save that, and then we load here, you'll see that now it says guests. Same thing with payment details. If you prefer to call it something else, for example, cost details or expenses, and save that there. Reload, and then your guests will see the word expenses. So as you can see, it's all very customizable, including the travel itinerary and the overview in the same fashion. These buttons can also be customized in terms of their text, and as you saw earlier, we customize that text, and you can also customize the text that shows in the placeholders that are in gray here, the dietary requirements, ask us a question. So very customizable in terms of how this is presented. So that's the basic introduction to what you've created when you make your first trip and some of the ways that you can really make it yours. Next, we'll get into how you add things to the itinerary, which is really the meat of why people are coming in to look at your trip inside Yuli.